welcome to Brox and Max. Like and subscribe if you like the content, if you like the trucks, if you like the little bit of stuff that I seem to be concentrating on, which is Max, Brockway's, CAD equipment, welding, working on stuff in the garage. Check out my other videos. But anyway, okay, bird. Anyway, this is a Brockway Huskiteer. To me, this is the holy grail of Brockway Huskiteers. Why do I think it's the holy grail? Well, there isn't very many Huskiteers around. Let's start there with this conversation. This is a 527 model. Obviously, you can tell by that. 527 to me is a light duty truck. No power steering, 1/4 inch rail, but I can't say for sure. Well, actually I can say for sure because I have a video of my other 527 and that one has a 3/8 heavy frame. So this one, obviously just a little tractor, light duty 1/4 rail. Like I said, it's the same thickness as the cross members. It's somewhat in good shape. Markle Transport. I always like these old trucks. They haven't really been messed with since they were taken off the road. Here's a sticker that says West Virginia on it. This one is another West Virginia. See, this is Virginia right there. Ohio. I actually got this truck in Ohio. That's why you got these not quite Midwest, but not quite Northeast stickers on it. And if you notice, they're all from the early to mid to late 80s. The latest one is 87, 88. So it's very possible that the last time this truck saw road action was 87, 88. There's nothing super special about it, but it is complete. And as rusty, cruddy as it is, there is a lot of potential. Let's see how many miles are on this bad boy. We have 438,000 miles. Whew. I hope it all wasn't one guy, because that guy, I'm sure, had a short-lived life between that short a wheelbase, the motor right there. It wouldn't be a comfortable truck to drive, my opinion. It does have a Super 250 Cummins in it, and with the slant, I don't know if you can tell with the 5-degree tilt on it, that's for clearance for the driver and the throttle room to be able to make this truck function and be able to drive it. It's got really unique Snyder fuel tanks on it. I've never seen them this small before, meaning in width. They're like 20-inch wide, and it's a pair to boot, and they're really in not bad a shape. Like I said, it's very exciting when you have a truck that hasn't been used. It literally, when it was done, they parked it. Now sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, and we'll get into that a little bit further, but it wasn't used on secondhand or a farm finished it off or anything like that. Got a Rockwell rear, probably a R170. Ten-speed Road Ranger. The cab isn't exciting. There's a lot of tin work that needs to be done to it. Doors are junk. Looks like somebody must have got sideswiped or backed into, or maybe when it was parked it just got damaged. But well, here's a Michigan sticker. So I got a lead on this from a fellow Brockway enthusiast, somebody I keep in touch with often, and he told me about it and I pursued it, and it was actually sold. The guy said, oh, sorry, somebody's going to build a rat rod out of this, and I was quite upset, and I let him know, and maybe made him feel bad, or maybe the first buyer didn't show up. But long story short, I ended up with the truck. I had a hotshot guy go get it, and it was sunk in the ground. It was there for a good 25-30 years, and the guy happened to have a backhoe when he was doing his hotshot job, and must have grabbed it with a chain with the front axle and then curled the bucket, and it must have had a hook on it because it kissed into the radiator, and you see there's no grill. And when it got here, I said to the hotshot guy, I go, you know, that's a problem. And then he just kind of looked at me like, well, you wanted the truck, right? But anyway, I'm glad I didn't get it myself. I was seriously contemplating maybe I should just drive out there. It's a good 5-6 hour ride for me. Thought about going out there after finding out this Super 250 has a hole in the oil pan and there is no oil in it. So my thoughts of getting this baby running to be able to drive it on the trailer would not have happened. It would have been a very long, upsetting ride for me. So I'm happy that it's here. It has gotten a little worse since I've owned it. I don't understand what the deal is, but this front spring has broke. That's why it's so close here. Obviously, it needs a lot of work. Don't know if you can see it, but it's junk. Springs are supposed to be smiley face. These springs are sad face. Oh, and you also notice here's the maxi chambers right here. Why are the maxi chambers like this, you ask? Well, my hotshot guy is a mechanic, and he wanted to free up the brakes. Instead of just caging them, he decided, I'm just going to take a 9/16 wrench and undo those C-clamps there. Now, could he have gotten hurt? Yeah, he probably could have gotten hurt. But it wouldn't have been my choice at all to do what he did. I would have tried to put the bolt in the maxi chamber, just back them off, and try to maybe adjust the slack adjusters, back all the brakes off, and start beating on the brakes. I'm just glad nobody got hurt, because that just seems a little bit silly. In fact, quite dangerous. But again, I can't complain. It's here. So, back to the cab situation here. The cab is a little bit rough, but I do have intentions. I have other plans for this, and you will see this later on in the video. But the cab itself, interior wise, is very complete. Good patterns, at least, if it doesn't work out well for me. Somebody blew out that friggin' window. But this never saw any type of usage or anything. No, not even any window crank marking on there either. It's more like a time capsule than anything. But anybody that doesn't know what a Super 250 is, here's the back side of what it looks like. Naturally aspirated, 927 cubic inch. Not a huge horsepower motor, like a 250 horse. Don't know what the reasoning was, why the stroke had to be bigger. Maybe it was just a sales pitch for Cummins. Don't know. So back to that cab conversation that we had. Here we have a brand new old stock Huskiteer cab that I bought. I knew a guy that had one. I used to see these all over the place when I was a kid, and now they're long gone. Everybody threw them away, scrapped them, had no use for them, whatever the scenario is. If you can tell, this one actually is for a 550. The difference in the 550s is you can see the vent window is very classy cut, that it seems like it fits a nice streamlined, sharp edges side of the door. The windshields are the same, the actual overall shell is the same, but that's really the only way you can tell the difference is the vent window, the push button doors, and then there is a structural crease right here to make it a little bit stronger in the back. It's got surface rust. It's really not bad. Just got to DA it all off, get it down to bare steel, and start fresh. But it's got no interior. It's just blank steel, literally a shell. Just like you could get, you can still get stripped cabs if you needed them for wrecked trucks today, or fully dressed, but this one just happens to be, you would have to take everything apart off of your old truck to put it on this one. So that's the plan for the mighty yellow Huskiteer. Just don't tell anybody that I put a 550 cab on a 527. But anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Until next time.